One thing I wish progressive denominations and churches understood was that being open and affirming and anti-racist is the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. And I'm so glad that there are denominations that meet that bare minimum. But as someone who's been to seminary and as someone who, I'm not a pastor, but I have a lot of pastor friends by virtue of having gone to seminary, things behind the curtain aren't always that great in these denominations and congregations. Don't get me wrong, yes, there are always like good congregations. I've been participated in some of these congregations, at least as a member, but let's be real, there's a lot of toxicity in their church in general. So yes, I'm so grateful for more progressive denominations, but then I've also seen a tiny bit behind the curtain. I've read beautiful statements from these progressive denominations and congregations. Great. But then I've seen my friends and other people struggle with the ordination process because it's so laborious. And I'm not saying it needs to be like super easy to be ordained, but at the same time, these very practices are often exclusionary. And who do they exclude? Well, they tend to exclude people who are part of marginalized communities because they're so expensive, because they're so involved, because the people making these decisions are still very much white, cisgender, straight people. And not to mention just the general toxicity that occurs in congregations, the church politics, the congregational, backbiting. I don't even know how to call it. Or we'll see these awesome ministries starting and then they get denominational support for 1 or 2 years and then are shut down because they don't produce results quickly enough. Listen, I'm a church nerd. I go to church in person. I love the local congregation I am a part of. And then I also go to church online multiple times a week because I am a church nerd. But I've also been deeply wounded by the church. And I also understand why people aren't interested in continuing going to church, even in the denominations that have all these beautiful statements on anti-racism and on being queer affirming. So yeah.